Yo, yo, yo. What's good, big dog? It's your boy Dre, and this is the Shogun Army No Decaf podcast for your Monday morning. Wake up, wake up, wake up, and get this game. Today's topic is why your dog chose you. Why did the dog pick you? This topic, just like all topics, transcends just dog talk. Reason for that is most of the stuff that applies to dogs and animals applies to people. That being said, we got some early morning plugs I want to put on for y'all, and then we're gonna get right to it. The first comment of the day: Hard and Finished Kennels. Salute, big dog, and y'all welcome to the live. The puppy you see on the screen right now is owned by none other than the legendary Pitwise Kennels. Pitwise Kennels has shared Lady London with us. Genuinely appreciate him for that. He didn't have to do it, but he did. Shouts out to him and his fantastic puppy. She won our Puppy of the Week photo contest, which is now going to be only a monthly contest. We won't be doing the weekly for a little while now, but definitely salute to him for that and congratulations on that win. Well earned. The dog is well bred. A lot of y'all who don't know, we actually have a chat for our contestants where they can share pedigrees and all kind of stuff in a safe manner. We don't promote anything illegal, nor will we condone anything illegal. So if you're doing too much, you're gonna get booted out of the chat. I personally don't mind dogs sparring, but just realize that that imagery outside of an esoteric community like ours is not going to get you the attention you want. So sparring is well known amongst the pit bull community, but it's not well known against the national community. Tony, what's good? Additionally, for the adult dog of the month, dog of the week, it is none other than Garner's Broly. Garner's Broly, I'm not gonna lie, this is a fantastic specimen, y'all. Like this dog is insane. He's built well. He looks good. He looks serious too. I like a dog that looks serious. There's some dogs they're built well and they look great, but they have that look like they're still a puppy. This dog looks very serious. Like he's very intent on uh, doing work, doing work. Welcome, Lou Chinpin. Welcome. And happy 420. It is 420. It's also my youngest son's birthday. Happy birthday, little AD. Salute, young soldier, young prince, young king. All right, y'all. So got the shout outs early morning, our early birds. And now I want to intensify this by bringing up the most impending show, which is the Trapper Days show in Arizona, in Taylor, Arizona, at Rodeo Park. It is May 23rd, 2026. Be there. I'm gonna leave this on the screen for just a second for those of y'all who are watching. You can get the locations and stuff pop up. No cursing, no alcohol, no profanity. Just good, clean fun with families and animals. Several fun shows judged by Judge Brandon Phillips. Great people, all great people. Hopefully, Mr. JB Click will be there. The last 2 years I went, Mr. Marty Street was there, along with other hosts of Arizona Dogmen. A lot of them knew Mr. Pat Patrick. A lot of them knew Mr. Pat Patrick. Let me rephrase that. A lot of them knew Mr. Heinzel, the man with the plan, which a lot of Arizona Dogs came out of his stuff. Just a great opportunity to get out and fellowship. Then, May 30th, a week later, in Alito, Texas, there's another fun show hosted by Lone Star State American Pit Bull Terrier Club. Specifically, brother Dewan Fields is putting a fun show together for y'all out there in Alito. No papers are required. There are gate fees of $10, and the events are $20. Crates are required. Crates are required. So, yeah, just if you want to get out there and get active, get active. Jay Tizzle in the Mother Loving House was good, big dog. Yeah, but down there in Texas, man, Alito, check them out. They got wall climb, slap mill race, and tug of war. I'm interested in that tug of war myself, y'all. I would like to see how that works out. And then skipping forward to the month of June, June 20th, 2026, Pit Pool, indoor weight pool in Peoria, Arizona. It's Grand Ave, Peoria, Arizona. It's 8525 Grand Ave. Yeah, man, it's gonna be a weight pull competition. There's also a store that sells weight pull and Ixnukuk. Ixnukuk, or however you pronounce that word, for the dog food, that expensive dog food, man. Yeah, but it's a weight pull competition up there, and they'll get you outfitted and everything you need up there at the pit bull store. So check them out. Uh, that being said, man, we're gonna get into the show. Let me get Burley pulled back up there. So the topic of today's show is why your dog chose you. Why your dog chose you. Let's start with this. Have you ever seen a whole family feed the dog, play with the dog, live in the same house with the dog, and the dog still chooses one person over everybody else? It follows that one person, it listens to them better than anybody else. And if they walk in the room, the dog locks in on them and ignores everybody else. That's not random at all, y'all. There's a scientific impulse behind that. And that's what we're going to cover in today's show, as well as for those of y'all that are breeding your own dogs, a way to identify which puppies are psychologically bonded to you, not just the feel or the vibe, but literally the psychological bond and what causes it to grow. It's not just love, it's a neuroscience, it's timing and control. On this show, I don't like to do a lot of guesswork. I will use guesswork and I will use anecdotal evidence, but I want to use the science behind it, and tell you what triggers, what chemicals are flowing to make these bonds so strong. Because a lot of people think that the dog likes her more because she's nicer. Wrong. The dog likes him more because he feeds it. Not enough. The dogs don't pick favorites based upon kindness alone. They pick based upon some internal factors that the dog needs. Young fan, what's good, big dog? That's word. That's word. That's how you and Max roll. Yes, sir. They pick based on these things, y'all. And I need y'all to know this, especially when you're getting a puppy from somebody else. When you got your own, you kind of see right off, between you and the mama dog, you kind of take care of them. But when you buy one and you take it home, you want it to bond to you, here's some things that you can help shape early. First of all, they are concerned with who shaped them, who controls their world, and who makes them feel stable under pressure. Most of y'all are already in the game. Some of y'all are late in the game because the foundation starts between 3 to 12 weeks. During this period, brain is in a high plasticity phase, rapid learning from puppies and their primary attachment patterns. Social exposure becomes normal versus unsafe. Whoever dominates that window has a huge advantage in becoming the dog's person. What is happening biologically? Neural pathways are forming every couple hours. Emotional associations are being strapped and stamped in the puppy's learning. Who do I look to when I don't understand something? These are all things that puppy is worried about. And I'll give you an example. Uh, the first thing I typically like do with a dog is see, like, is it toy driven? Is it food driven? Because that's the way I communicate. It's not the only way. Some dogs are just motivated by your voice. That's the best bond because then it is just you. The sound of your voice, the octave, the vibrations of your voice make the dog feel calm, and you'll never want for treats or anything. That is a very, very strong bond. It's also one of the more rare bonds that you'll have, but it is a bond. And all you're doing is giving that dog that stability it needs. Clifton behind enemy lines was good, big dog. But why is it that one person wins? This is where it gets real, y'all. Dogs form attachment bonds similar to human infants. This comes from the attachment theory. The brain seeks a secure base. That base becomes the default for safety, guidance, and recovery from stress. Who becomes that base in the household is not the nicest person, but the most reliable and relevant person. I'll give you an example. You can feed a dog as much as you want to, and then you just become a sucker that feeds the dog whenever it wants to be fed. Or you could do like most of us do and feed at a specific time of day, and your presence becomes the expectation. It's Pavlovian theory. I see you at 5 o'clock every day. I know that food is coming. Therefore, I can count on you. I believe in you. That's consistency. That's predictability. That's emotional stability. And that's clear communication. Most of y'all's dogs will even begin to bark when they know it's time that whenever you set a routine with your dogs and they know it's time for you to do your routine, most of the dogs will go ham because they know what it is. Man, Dick Foster with 28 months of membership. Salute, big dog. Tip, tip. Hey, yo. Dogs, unfortunately, do not attach to chaos. Even when you see a person living in a chaotic situation, homelessness, whatever, the dog finds subtle stabilities. If it's a homeless person that sleeps in a tent and that dog can go to that tent each night and feel safe and protected by its person and protect this person, that is a form of stability. We don't get to decide what makes a person or a dog feel stable and what does not. We simply have to be consistent and allow the dog to choose us. This is the best bond. When you start forcing it, you'll have a bond, but that bond can be broken. There are dogs that neurologically bond to one person for life. And if you got the time and space for those types of dogs, that is great. But most of us just need a stable, reliable form of communication with our yard of dogs if you have multiple. And that's just what it is. Did you know when your dog looks at you, once it's bonded to you, there's a chemical reaction that begins to happen? It's oxytocin. Oxytocin is one of the happy endorphins, that and serotonin, right? So oxytocin makes you feel good, serotonin makes you feel happy, right? Um, when that dog bonds with you, think about this. Dogs that experience separation anxiety are actually going through a form of withdrawal from the lack of oxytocin from you not being there, for them not being able to release that into their bloodstream, right? So you being there is naturally soothing for the dog. These are things you got to think about because we all want to be bonded to the dog. We want the dog to love us and love only us and do everything. But think about what you're doing to this dog neurologically when you create this bond that is chaotic and unrefined. The oxytocin is released during eye contact, triggered by interaction and trust, and reinforces attachment loops. Studies show dogs and humans actually increase oxytocin in others during an interaction. That's why it feels emotional. All right, give you an example. Your dog ever like lean into you when you was feeling bad and you feel better? It's a mutual thing. It's a symbiotic relationship. The dog literally is leaning into you, and you know that song "Lean on Me" by Bill Withers is literally doing that. This is why like I will never not have a dog. This is why I will never not have a dog because like literally, uh, their presence is it makes your life better. The presence of a good dog makes your life better. Let me say that a good dog, the presence of a good dog makes your life better. And the truth is, the loops that build the strongest are with the person who engages consistently, leads interactions, and controls outcomes. If you can do those things, your dog and your bond with your dog, it don't matter how cutesy you kiss at the dog or how much you give it snacks or even how often you walk it. If you're not consistent, consistency goes a long way. The dog wants somebody they can count on, just like you want a dog you can count on. And this is a part that families don't like. The dog does not pick randomly. It picked the person who matters most in its decision making process. Here are some reasons why the dogs may favor one person over another. The person that sets boundaries, the person that controls movements, doors, leash space, etc. These are the people the dog gravitates to. And y'all know me, man. Anytime a dog's in the house with me, if it's not crated, it's on a leash when it's in the housebreaking phase. I control the environment, but I also control the uncertainty within the environment. This dog is never going to fall off of a couch or get behind the couch and piss because I'm not going to allow that to happen. I'm only going to show the dog what right looks like. Now, at first, it's going to be rough. The puppy might whine, might bite at the collar or leash a little bit because it is trying to find its boundaries. But if you're consistent, it allows the dog to learn your right and left boundaries. Once that dog knows what it is, that dog can operate from a level of comfort and not comfort from being able to do whatever it wants, but comfort for knowing what right looks like. That's why you have to challenge the dog. Like usually my first challenge with my dogs is getting them to go up and down stairs. As a puppy, if I can get one stair today, if I can get two stairs tomorrow, if I can get to go forward and backward up and down the stairs, that's a good sign. It's building confidence. But I'm there to catch the puppy. I would never do that without being there to catch the puppy, right? So introduce challenges. Stay calm under pressure. The puppy pees or poops on the floor. Do not fly off that. Or you do what you want to. You do whatever you want to. Because if it works for you, who am I to tell you wrong? I'm not yelling at them for that. Usually I can tell when they're about to poop anyways, because their little booty hole will start poking out, and they'll show you. But pee, sometimes they just get excited. They just hit it, and there's not much you can do about that. But you can affect how much water and food you're giving them, to set them up for success or failure. But meanwhile, everybody else is over talking, kissy kissy, all that good stuff that kids and women do, over touching, and over emotional, and it just confuses the dog. You ever seen like somebody trying to hug the dog, love the dog, and the dog literally is trying to get away from them, like literally trying to run away from them. It's like a clingy ex or something. Melee, what's good, big dog? He said we don't. Yeah, we just cut. Yep. But yeah, I know y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, you ever you ever had like I've seen this all the time with puppies. Like they just be picking the puppy up and holding the puppy. Eventually the puppy start growling and snapping because it's like, look, I don't want you to hold me like this. And the dog eventually just starts tuning people out. Now, let's talk about what you can guarantee do and make it actionable to get the dog to choose you over other people, right? You want that dog to pick you. Don't beg for it. You got to build that relationship first. Control your resources. Like I said, I do not free feed my animals. They get fed at a certain time of day, especially as puppies. They get fed at a certain time of day. For puppies, I might get in 15 minutes with their food. If it's not gone in 15 minutes, I'm picking the food up. Because one thing they're going to learn to do is to eat, not eat too fast. 15 minutes is plenty of time to eat a meal. You doing it in 5, 6 minutes, yeah, the puppy might get a little bit of bloat, a little bit of upset stomach from eating that fast. But I want my dogs to eat their food so that I can give them that 20 to 30 minutes after they eat to process it, because you know they're going to have to use the bathroom. So I want them on a schedule, even when it comes down to how long they get to consume their food. Then toys and space. Let's start with space and now get back to toys. With space, if I'm crating them, I'm only giving them as much room in the crate as they need to stand up, lay down, and turn around 360 degrees in either direction. Anything more than that introduces room for them to go find a corner to piss in, because they have room to get out of the piss. Usually, and I'm gonna say this usually, the smart dogs will not pee and poop on themselves unless you just keep them in the crate too long. Now the ones that just they don't care and they'll step all in it and pee and poop in it, those are ones that I start to reevaluate their benefit in my program, would be trying to create a dog that is a little bit more family friendly, a little more pet savvy, for a little bit more for pet savvy people. Um, if you keep them outside, you won't notice these things as much. But if you keep them indoors, you'll notice what I'm talking about. Like, um, I've had dogs; they will literally cock their leg up and piss through the crate to make sure they don't get pissed in the crate. As mad as I be that they got on the floor, I'm glad that it didn't get on the dog. He's not going to splash me with urine when I go to clean out the crate. That's right. You know what I'm saying? So he try to get his pups out every hour on the hour. That's right. And My belief is that for every month of age, they can go about an hour up to 8 hours going outside. So when they're 8 months old, they can hold it about mm, let me correct that, about 2 hours. So for every 2 months, you can extend it for about 1 hour. So a year, you should be looking about 6 hours. Anything over 6 hours, you want to let them out to use the bathroom. My dogs have definitely held it for much longer than 6 hours. They've held it for 8, 12 hours if I had to work a long shift. They have been able to hold it. But in general, a good rule of thumb, like comfortability wise, they can hold it for about for about 1 hour for every 2 months of age. Schoolcraft was good, big dog. Salute. I got the package from you, bro. I got the package. Thank you so much, brother. Shout out to Schoolcraft Kennels, y'all. Number one pet supplier, the only pet supplier I'm fooling with right now. For my hides and everything, like holla at him, holla at your boy. Yes, sir. Uh, but yeah, and then toys, obviously. There are interactive toys and there are self-paced toys. I like to give my puppy thinking toys, and I like to surprise them with it. So I'll do the Kong with some kibble inside of it or some whatever, cheese or whatever I want to put inside the Kong. Excuse me, it's early in the morning here. It's 5 o'clock. But when I take them out to use the bathroom, I will hide a Kong in their crates. When the dog comes back inside, uh, the crate becomes a happy place. It knows when I go to this crate, good things happen. Not get in the crate because I ain't got time for you. Like I think a lot of people mistake like crates, choke collars, shot collars, what it can do from the intent behind it or how it's used. And that to me is just willful ignorance. Says Paul Johnson, salute. By Links Dogos, he got a question. He said, would you not breed a dog if the only thing was that he or she stepped in their number two? Um, it depends on how consistent that is. Like, I think every dog is going to do that, especially as a puppy. They're learning their environment. They're learning what right and wrong looks like. But you'll know the dogs. The dogs I'm talking about are the ones that will lay in. Like, if they have an accident and you're not there immediately to get it up, they're gonna step in it. They might even lay in it. They'll be poop like literally. It's just a dirty dog. Like the dog doesn't have its own cleanliness standards. Like you can with puppies, it's hard to tell if they're being kept together because one puppy might be the one dirty puppy that dirties up the other puppies. He gets in his own caca and he jumps on the other puppies, whatever, right? But when you separate them, you'll see, okay, this puppy right here got this puppy gets it. Like it's even where it poops at. Like it doesn't poop consistently in one location. These are traits that they're not make or break for breeding necessarily, but there are things that you want to look at because when building intelligence in a dog, even though this one might outperform the other one, all of them are capable of running fast and fighting stuff and doing that. So when everybody's pretty athletically on the same level, you want to start looking for the other things, the intangibles. Is it smart? Is it going to pee and poop on itself, which is going to make it be more susceptible to sickness? Is the dog naturally going to do things that are clean? Is the dog going to make sure it pees in one corner and gets away from the pee? Or is it going to pee in the corner and get it all over you? This is just stuff that I've started noticing over time. When you got multiple dogs, you got to clean up behind them daily. You want intelligence, and that intelligence ain't just the intelligence to do the job. It's the intelligence to live with this dog long term, right? So yeah, like for me it's not individually a deal breaker, but it is something to consider when I'm looking at all the boxes that the dog checks. If this dog checks every box and that's the one thing that's wrong, probably not a deal breaker. If this dog is already a headache and then it adds being nasty on top of it, it's probably cold pile, right? Just being honest. He says, I think that laying in the stool is a learned behavior due to lack of space or just intelligence or just negligence with the litter. That's a fact. That's a fact. And that's the thing. So what I would say is a lot of guys now have big enough 5x10s that there is room for the puppies to get out of it. Like a lot of the guys I see breeding now, or they do the swimming pool thing, um, or they just don't have good bedding. Like I think puppies deserve bedding, right? And I'm not talking about like sheets. I'm talking about like cedar chips or some or whatever chips you use. I use cedar. Pine is kind of strong. It even says on the label for pine, not to use pine, but like these are all things that based on availability of space. But most of the breeders I see on Facebook have at least the retriever kennels, which for 12 week and under puppy, there's plenty of room for them to establish, like in a hierarchy. And I'll give you an example of things I look for, right? So I look for the puppy that goes and hides in a corner to poop and gets real quiet and then comes back out of that corner. That's that to me is a sign of intelligence, right? Um, that puppy went or tries to hide. I hate cleaning up stuff like that because you got to go in corners and behind that doghouse or whatever. But the dog makes sure that it's not out in the open area where it roams and grazes at. But yeah, it is a learned behavior too, young fam. That's what I'm talking about, young. And I see, I just had that with my last litter that I had too. They would put their butts up against the crate and poop through the crate. That's smart to me. That's right, Schoolcraft. He said they probably yeah. So when we talk about puppies, man, like we know that, man. Those are I ain't gonna say those are rookie mistakes to have them in a too small area, but we know people gonna use what they got, and you're not gonna stop them from breeding their dogs. So the best thing you can do is give them the feedback, and especially for those who are not gonna create the space for their dogs, they definitely need to make sure they're breeding the smartest ones possible to avoid the cleanliness issues. Because I've seen people have four dogs in an apartment and be the one of the cleanest apartments because the dogs themselves are just naturally clean. But if you give them one of the ones that I'm talking about that's gonna pee and poop in a cage, like I know dogs will pee and poop out of defiance in a cage. So there's a lot of different issues and stuff like that. But yeah, I genuinely just think that proper confinement is important. But yeah, so uh back to the topic at hand, y'all. For those of you who got here a little bit later, our topic is why did the dog choose you? And my brother Links Dogos asked a very very good question. So we addressed that question right away, and we're gonna get back to the show. So be the decision maker. Where the dog goes, when it moves, when it stops. Dogs follow leadership before they follow affection. This is why like I got like little things that I do that I consider management, not training. For like pack structure, like puppies, I started early age puppies. You don't go through doors before I go through doors. Uh, you don't put your foot on top of my foot. If y'all have been around dogs long enough, dogs will put they're gonna try you just like kids, just like a woman. They're gonna try you. Like they're gonna see if you are who you say you are, and they are very good at identifying that. So definitely feels good, Sino. They gonna try you. They gonna see you, and if you're inconsistent, they gonna call you on it. Um, I think that's why like sometimes like let's say I train dogs, right? And I get ready to do a demonstration to show people how well my dogs are trained, and they don't do exactly what I said. It's embarrassing. And you can get in your feelings a little bit. It's okay. But really, what it is it's maybe not that you're being inconsistent. It's maybe that you're not being consistent with training them in front of other people. So when you finally bring that other person there, you just change their whole dynamic. To you, it should make no difference. But to them, it's like, hold up, bro. I'm still trying to fill this person out. You trying to get me to sit down? I don't want to sit down. I want to see who this is and check them out. You know. So just remember that, man. Your leadership, the image you paint for them, that's more important than your affection. Your affection is great once you've already bonded, but in building the bond, your consistency and your leadership are much more effective. Now, you need to be the one to introduce them to the world. And I'm telling you right now, these are things that are actionable tools. These are actionable tools you can use to build a bond with your dog. First, you need to control their resources. Second, you need to be the decision maker. And third, you need to be the one who introduces them to the world. My dog is riding in the car for the first time with me. If there's a vet appointment that I can't make, we're gonna have to just reschedule that vet appointment for a day or two later or a day or two earlier to get them shots or whatever. But you riding for the first time with me. The first time we go off leash at a park or something like that, it's with me. Like everything we do is with me for the first time. But basically, what I want the dog to realize is it's safe when dad is around. I can try things, I can experience things. Dad is my safety net. This means new environments. This means new challenges. That's how you become the reference point. Everything that he showed me, okay, I didn't think I could jump up on that couch, but dad was there and I jumped up on the couch. Okay. Or if you don't want him on the couch, then stop him from doing that. But like you need to be the one that introduce them to environments and teach them how to engage in new environments. That's your responsibility, especially if you want to be bonded to this animal. Um, you'll notice it with animals bro, this stuff translates so well to training people. If you've ever been an instructor or a teacher of any kind, this stuff translates very well. um think about this. When you was in kindergarten, they would take you and they would do things for your sensory. They might have like a jello bag or different things for you to touch, sandbox, and introducing you to those things opened up your horizons. It gave you imagination. It made you feel like powerful, like you could conquer the world. Next thing you know, you climbing on merry-go-rounds and you're going up and down bigger slides and you're swinging. And then next thing you know, you're not just swinging anymore. You're jumping out the swing set. You're doing all these things, and it's slowly introduced to you in a safe environment or an environment where you feel safe to grow. Dogs are very similar to that. You introduce it as you see fit, based upon the dog's intensity level, based upon your intensity level, and based upon the needs of you and your partnership with your animal. Right now, once you got all those things going on, you want to make sure you reward engagement and not neediness. Now, this one right here is hard to do. It's hard to delineate the two, but you can definitely do it. Reward engagement, not neediness. Case in point, most puppies, if you bring them home or you separate them from the litter and they want attention, they're going to do what? Typically, they'll start whining, maybe barking, but they're going to make noise to let you know I'm here and I want you. That's neediness. The dog must learn to self soothe. You cannot, every time the dog, and this, man, this is where people that don't understand dogs really mess up. You cannot reinforce that behavior by going over there and yielding or giving that dog what it wants when it starts to whine. You cannot and you must not do that. That's neediness. You want to reward engagement. Case in point of engagement. The puppy is walking the backyard, obviously vaccinated. The puppy is walking the backyard with you and is staying close to you in the backyard, right? Even if it wanders off, it goes check some leaves, it comes checks back in. When that dog comes to check back in, boom, reward that engagement. You're teaching a recall without anything. It's just you. You're teaching the dog to recall to you. Being close to me means love. And as earlier in the lesson, we talked about the oxytocin that's released when you touch your animal. When that dog goes away, it gets other endorphins going. Mental neurons are firing. It's learning the environment. It's learning how to use its nose. It's learning how to use its body. When it comes back to check in with you, and you hit that dog with good boy, and you lay your hand on that dog, oxytocin is not just released into that dog's bloodstream, it's also released into your bloodstream. This is a healthy way to reward engagement for both you and the dog. You don't want to reinforce that clingy behavior, that barking and whining, that tearing stuff up. You want to reinforce focus and clarity. That's what's important in building this bond. Now, some of y'all gonna watch this video and you're not gonna like none of what I had to say because the dog didn't pick you. But instead of fixing your behavior, you call the dog hard headed or weird. Nah, bro. The dog made it clear. The dog made a logical decision. Dogs do not pick favorites based on love. They pick based on timing, structure, consistency, and leadership. So if your dog chose someone else, it's not personal. That's information. And if you want to change it, don't get emotional. Get intentional. And that's gonna be it for my notes today. After that, I'll be cooking whatever. I'll be doing this and third. But yeah, y'all, that's the basics of it. Just the dog is just gonna do what a dog does. It's gonna pick you. It's gonna enjoy your company, and that's it. Either you got it or you don't. Either you got it or you don't. Straight up. Straight up. Um, I would say that I don't think personally, man, I hate that happens, JT. But yeah, man, like that's what I'm talking about. And you know what's funny? Um, I think it's y'all help me on this one. This is something I Dre don't know. I didn't take no notes on this, but I'm thinking on it now. Is it possible to be evenly bonded to your dogs? Is it even possible? Because the same way dogs pick us, we pick them. I don't think it's possible. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna get some orange juice. I don't think you could evenly distribute your care, love, and concern for your dog. I don't think it's possible. Um, and I'm not saying I'm shaving to y'all. I'm not saying that hold on. There we go. I don't think y'all understand what I'm maybe some of y'all do, but like right now, it would be there's no way that I could give another dog as much love as I give Saki. There's no way. I don't care if I bred it or not. There's no way. Like that dog is hands down my favorite dog living and breathing right now. Right? Do I love and take care of the rest of my dogs? Yeah, absolutely. Like I don't want people to mistake favoritism for neglect. But everybody has that one or two. If you got a big yard, you might have three or four of them, but you know the ones who they've established themselves so well, even if they make a bad move later on in life, it would have to be something drastic, like biting a kid or something, for them to come out of the program. Like, how do you bond with the other dogs on that level? And you could sit here and say that, you know, treat all your dogs the same, and it may be true, but all of them don't perform the same. Yeah, nah, I got a hierarchy, and I'm not afraid to say it. I got a hierarchy. Let's like that with people too. There's people that are higher on my hierarchy and lower on my hierarchy as well. Now, I'm not saying one person is better or worse than the next person. I'm saying there's people I prefer to do things for versus people I don't. I think that's just human nature. And when you start trying to explain away human nature, make us sound robotic, like we all just get it, think you're doing yourself and the dogs a disservice. Now, I will say that being back down to just two dogs, I have developed more of a bond with Kazi than what I had when I had multiple dogs, but or more than two dogs. But Saki's foundational work is just so strong, and I was the one to put in that foundational work by myself. Uh, it's just like that. It's just like that. I don't even know like when I get another dog if I want a male or female because like it's gonna be hard for a male to compete, and I personally have had yet to have a female dog that I've put the work into to actually know if I could bond with one of them on the same level that I bond with Saki. When I got back into dogs back in 2017, after taking years out of having dogs because I didn't have a place to keep them at, I, uh, I really only wanted a male dog. I didn't want to breed dogs at all. And I will continue to say that. Like, I breed dogs now because most people just aren't looking for what I'm looking for in a breeding program. And that's fine. Like, most breeding programs are just traditionalists. They would like to breed dogs that work for them and whatever it is they're interested in. And for me, it's that's not gonna work for me. I want to breed dogs for intelligence and trainability, and it ain't just what I do is not just the only way to measure intelligence. I want dogs that have an aptitude in obedience. Yeah, I want dogs to have an aptitude in obedience. So I typically try to bond with those dogs more. And what's crappy is when the puppy that I don't think has the obedience aptitude bonds with me heavily, it makes it a really difficult decision as to whether or not how that works out, because that puppy didn't do nothing wrong. It's just a puppy. Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm gonna open up the panel real quick, y'all. See if I want to jump on. We got a little bit of time left on here, plenty of time left. So breakfast don't open until 6 a.m. here, and I'll enjoy my breakfast. But yeah, is it possible to actually treat them all equal? I say no. I say no. And there is life is not fair, and to pretend like everything in life is fair is not realistic. But also to think that okay, it's not fair, so it's not okay. That's not true either. Um, think that a bonded dog or a bonded animal is better than one that's not bonded to you. That's not fair or realistic. Uh, if you got multiple kids, same thing, man. Wrong with so what's good, big dog? Yeah, man. You think that I got 6 kids. You think that all my kids prefer me over their mom? No, ain't no way. Actually, all them little jokers are gonna lean to mommy more. But there are situations where they come to me about stuff. I just take it for what it is. Build those relationships. You know, um, I think that uh, my sons over time they will probably be like more dad driven as they grow up and they experience life and they want it from a male perspective. And yeah, that's I think that's very very important as far as the bond. And once again, the same literally, man, this dog stuff. It ain't just. I'm talking about dogs, but it transcends that. Consistency, limiting their exposure to things, even down to like taking that tablet away from them. When it comes to kids, is are things that they look for structure, discipline, and security. Um, as a person who's trained military members, uh, same thing. Like recruits, people that are new to the military, they don't know what structure. They know structure. They don't know what your structure is, and to give them something that's unstable, it creates distrust, and they're going to lean to the first thing, this their first semblance of stability. Tony says expectations and standards we create affects the bond. It does. It especially, man. Oh my God, Tony. Yes, man, you hit the nail on the head. When I set out to make a breeding, in my mind, I already have in my mind how this breeding is gonna go, down to the colors and patterns on the puppies, right? Which I know that is like a Disney movie at best. The ideology behind thinking that it's gonna work that way. I know it. I get it. But what I will say is this: with knowing all of that, I still be making these thoughts in my head of what it's gonna be like. You know what I mean? Saying like, and if they come out and they just not it, man, it hurts. It hurts bad, bro, real bad. You start making plans, even with how many puppies you gonna have. You know what I'm saying? You start making plans. I'm gonna have this many. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna keep 3. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna send 1 to the homie. You know what I mean? I'm gonna let 1 go to the public. You know what I mean? So I can expand the blood. You got all these plans, right? And then you come up with 3 puppies, and you want to keep multiple because you want to have the best opportunity to see success from your dogs. Man, come on. Yeah, expectations is crazy. Expectations is crazy, but they real. They real. Y'all gotta bear with me. Like I'm still over here getting dressed as we do this live. I just want to enjoy it before I go to work today. It's probably gonna be a longer work day than the last week was. So I'm ready to go home though. Cali is dope. I'm ready to go home. I done seen the US Midway, SeaWorld, and the San Diego Zoo. San Diego Zoo was nice. San Diego Zoo was cool. I liked it. It's big, a lot of walking. Got out there and didn't take enough water with me, so I spent like $20 on water. Crazy enough, but yeah, everything is irie. So I really gotta get my schedule back together once I get back home. It's kind of hard to do so here because I'm just trying to survive and ain't got no microwaves in the room or none of that. So we ordering out a lot of DoorDash and a lot of eating out, things of that nature. Yeah, man. And y'all, I'm about to get on in here and brush my teeth because I can smell my breath. And one thing I can't stand is being in a vehicle with people with stank breath and they want to have a conversation. So I'm gonna go correct myself now before breakfast and then before I head out to work. But y'all know how we end the show. For those of y'all that pray, please stay. If not, you're more than welcome to leave whenever you want to. But here we go. May the Lord watch between you and me while we are absent one from another. Amen. For the love of the dogs, for the love of the game. Peace.
Yeah, they wasn't with me when it wasn't no shine. Now they pop up like, bro, we aligned. Lie on my name, let the rumors ride. That ain't my people, that ain't my kind. Samurai cannon, who we built off cold. You either solid or you fall. If you ain't speak when my name got dragged, don't say my name when I get that bad. Yeah, they was cool when the door stayed open. Soon as it closed, they started joking, smiling at pics, talking behind back. Same one tricking off the contacts. Use my name for their little clout runs. Then play dumb when the truth comes. Spread fake stories, half-ass facts. Now it's quiet when I double back. I don't argue, I let time talk. Same dudes broke while I still walk. Same lane, same code, no disguise. You showed your hand, I read them lies. They wasn't with me when it wasn't no shine. Now they pop up like